Welcome to the Country versus Metal podcast with Gannon Fremin. What's going on?
What's up, dude?
Hanging out, Jake. Just learned how to say your name right again. It's like famously, I had Tanner Usry's name completely wrong for so long.
I still don't know if I say it right.
Yeah. Because for a while I was like Usray, and everyone said, "Nah, it's Usry."
Yeah.
It just happens. And
that's another tricky one.
Yeah. There's a lot of, especially with the cities and towns around Oklahoma and Texas and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh well, that's from a German descent and whatnot. And it's just like, okay, if you're not from the area, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets tricky.
But dude, we're talking to the Oklahomie, man. What is going on, dude? Your guys' sound and like Treaty Oak and like Dexter and the Moon Rocks, all like bringing back like sounds that just kind of for no reason like disappeared,
right?
And how from like how did you develop your sound? Like, is there like an origin story of where like you found your voice and you just found that tonal center of how you want to proceed?
I think it's a lot of our sound has to do with just the different backgrounds that we kind of all have. Half my band's kind of rockers, and the other half kind of likes old country. So we always just kind of try to find a middle ground there. Especially writing the more kind of country lyrics and then putting the rock to it. That came pretty natural to us because that was kind of whoever was playing, whatever was there. But Taylor Kimball down at Talco, he records most of all of us. And he's got a big hand in helping us shape kind of, whenever you have a vision for a sound or something like that, he's definitely the guy to go to make it come out the way that it did. So I'd say all that stuff kind of plays a part in there.
And what I love is because like I'm not like a very heavily like lyric first kind of guy, but your social media of when it would be a snippet of your song and with the text on top. And it makes me go like, dude, this is a sad song. Wait, when you really think about it. But I love the delivery of you can have a really sad song, but it has the aggressiveness of if I was driving, I would have enough confidence to think I could drive through a tornado.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's how we like it. That's our style, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's those lyric things that we started doing those a while back, just trying them out, and they've been cool for us. Everybody likes them, and so I guess that's kind of our thing now too. I don't know.
Right? Isn't it weird? Like just like being an artist, especially if I just want to play. I just want to get up on stage. I want to drive to the show. I want to get up and play. But to find like that thing that people latch onto, because what I always tell people is like TikTok is a business card. Like it's great to keep your followers happy, but it's also flyering at the same time. If you see like it's non-followers are getting your videos, that's when like you need to continue on to the path. And it's just weird. It's just how like sometimes it may take a while to find that, or if for some reason it just works. Because for me, like I hear your drummer, dude, the first time I ever heard you guys, I was like obsessed with the drummer and like the stick work. And I'm like, and it like the guitar tones and everything. And it's that old like rock sound, that old like post grunge type thing. And then if you don't understand the lyrics, if you don't hear it, if you're just a music kind of person and you see the video and it has like, a lot of them are funny. A lot of them are,
right.
give info of the song, what it's about. And I'm like, whoa, man, that's an interesting way to be hit with such a sad message.
Yeah, our drummer, he definitely gets after it. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, I love it. It makes me. It's funny. Like I always, a lot of the times it is the percussion that I hear first, and like I love how everybody sounds different. Everybody's snares sound different. You get the bass drums that sound different, and like that's the really cool thing about. I know the Red Dirt is the Red Rock. you know, like everybody has their own thing, and everybody can kind of like be kind of like carpent. I can't even say words. Be in the same box of, you know, like what you're going to get, but everybody is different. Nobody sound the same. It doesn't sound like anybody's copying each other, and that's what I really love about that, because you're bringing back something that from like the, you know, the 90s and the 2000s, that was a huge thing, and it just like kind of disappeared. It was like it got ate up by the machine, and it was like, hey, all your like individual traits, personalities, you know, that doesn't make money, and we're going to make you into the machine and just put out. And it was just lost so much character, and it was very, very, it was sad, you know, because it came out, it blew the roof off everything. And unfortunately, some of the lead singers did do what they did. And I get why that kind of like why a lot of that went away. But man, you guys are like bringing it back full force. And like, dude, I'm excited that I found it, you know, and that's been like what I've been trying to do, is to let people know, like, if you love like great lyrics that mean something, and that hard edge, and delivered in a style of rock and roll, it's perfect for someone like that.
Well, thanks, man. And you know, we appreciate you. We know you've been rocking with us for a long time, and been trying to spread the word about us for a long time. So we thank you for that, for sure. Yeah, we just have a good time with it. I don't know how the scene was back in the 2000s or whatever, but I would say like the scene of us guys that are kind of doing what we're doing is some of the best people to work with and be around. And it's been so fun just kind of making it all, you know, matching the whole thing together and kind of pushing the whole ball forward. Aside from just being kind of, you know, like you said, it's all kind of in the same box, maybe. Maybe not everybody sounds the same. But it is cool that all the other bands that are in the box, we're all pretty like-minded and all want to just go do it, you know. So that does help out a ton.
Definitely. And I like how you guys are collabing, and when you find out, and you do like even a deeper dive, and you listen to other podcasts and whatnot, you find out like you're friends with Sam from Treaty Oak, and you know you did withdrawals with him and everything, and he brought you up on the time I talked with him as well. It's really cool how a lot of the artists, you know, no one's trying to cut anybody's feet from out underneath anybody. It just seems like a kind of like a big music party, and
Yeah. I wonder, you know, sometimes I think like maybe in the earlier times and stuff, whenever kind of this kind of sound was there before, and this kind of, you know, scene was there, if it wasn't a little bit different of the way artists treated each other and stuff like that, to where it was more of, you know, it's kind of always been like competition style. I feel like, I don't know, I wasn't there, but yeah, that's one thing I will say is awesome, is just having everybody. We're all buddies, and we're all, you know, trying to throw each other wherever we can, and help out everybody when we can. I think that's kind of what keeps maybe the whole thing growing a lot faster than it would just if everybody was kind of doing their own thing and trying to make it their own, as we all just keep, you know, trying to pile onto the middle of it. So definitely helps.
Definitely. And I really love that people reach out to other artists other than, you know, people with bank accounts and stuff like that, and paperwork, where then that's where, man, you can get tuned up, and, you know, when they put like sunset clauses, and it's amazing. Like even like the big names, when you read articles and you find out like your famous favorite artist of yours, you know, it's a news line that, no, they just bought all their music back, and it's like they didn't own their own music. That blows my mind. You think they're making all this money, and they are when you get to that point, but they're really not. Like, it's pennies on the dollar, and you know they probably had a chance. You know, if they had a great opener and be like, oh man, really cool to collab. No, can't, under contract. Sorry, you know, if you know, it's. I really like how the paperwork doesn't get in the way with the independent guys and whatnot. But there are people that have deals where, you know, they leave that open, where because you know, distribution, especially, that's the hardest thing that I've found, because there's absolutely people that would love you, they just haven't heard it yet, And I was in that camp. I just happened to it just came in front of me, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then it just opens a door, and it would to me it was like everything was so sterile, even in my own genre, you know. And I was listening, I was like pigeonholing myself in a box, just listening to the same music, same, you know, hey, whatever, smart, play my playlist, and it just was like the same over and over again. And then boom, you know, the first, it's almost actually 4 years today. I think it was yesterday, the 17th is the first time I ever heard your music.
Really?
It's pretty, it's a pretty cool coincidence.
Yeah, we've come full circle here.
Yeah. Honestly, it was rock and roll, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm always weird about watching myself, and I'm watching myself, and I'm like, dude, you're not going to say anything about that acoustic? How like I love bright acoustics. Man, that intro is like that. That would be the acoustic. It reminded me of like Take Another Picture filter, that just real glassy tone, and I love it. And I'm just watching myself not say anything about it, probably because I was probably trying to figure out what the hell CC Rev meant. Because I think a Derek K put me on you guys, or
Really?
Maybe it was her. You know, she was one of the first ones from Oklahoma that I was just like, how can someone this talented not be? First of all, how can I talk to you? How can we be friends? You know, there's so much talent. I can turn on the radio and be like, not better than you, not better than you, not better than you, and it's wild, and it's just like, and she's like, oh yeah, you think I'm good? Check out my friends.
yeah, she's awesome, man. She's awesome.
Yeah, and she's got that new Sun Pillars thing, which, man, it's been amazing to find all these like sounds and everything, and man, like it's like rock's back, you know. Like a lot of people are like rock and roll's dead, and you know it's a has been type thing. I'm like, no, it is thriving right now.
It is
100%. And yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to go to these shows and to see young kids, you know, get to hear like real music.
Absolutely.
I love it. You know, guitars, real guitars, people up on stage playing instruments of man. I've gone to some shows and it's just like people, it's like karaoke. And I like, this doesn't have any soul. I don't feel connected at all. Like it's just like singing the samples and everything. And a lot of, like I was talking to Cody Jinks, a lot of like the heavy metal guys were doing samples and everything. And it takes away from, you know, like if you look over and your guitar player is getting it, go a couple extra bars. Let's do this. You know, the people want it. Let's give the people what they want. We feed off them, they feed off us. And we're all at the show. A living entity all together, you know, forever, whatever you're playing for an hour, you're playing for 90 minutes. That's our time together. And let's have a show with the people, for the people.
Absolutely.
The people. I love it. And it's even from that, like, man, to pry me off the couch to get me to go anywhere is, man, I don't even want to go to the store. I don't even want to go to my mailbox, but man, like you tell me there's a festival where like you guys are playing with a bunch of other my favorite bands, dude, we're going to Texas. Right. You know? It's been a really, really cool journey into like great music. And it's been awesome to watch like your numbers grow as well. And when people are like catching on, I'm like, hell yeah, man, let's do this. The world needs, I believe the world needs people. Get people back into like wanting to play instruments, you know, and wanting to write songs that have substance and everything. Which, when I look back, when I really like analyze the lyrics of some of the songs, it's like silly. There's like, you know, oh, you're having lunch with Satan? Cool. You know what I mean? There's nothing to it other than like how brutal can we be? You know,
Yeah, that's a pretty wild line.
For sure.
it's like, oh, cool. What's he get? Does he get a turkey club at lunch? But yeah, man, like, and I'm not losing anything. I still got the hard hitting drums, and you know the bass that is, you know, that you guys just put out a great product.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks so much. We appreciate you listening to us and sharing the work. Can't thank you enough.
Dude, you do all the heavy lifting. I just sit there and enjoy.
No, that's what I like to do.
So it ain't nothing to me. I enjoy. We all enjoy getting in the studio together, and we've all enjoyed it together for a long time. You know, us going out and playing together and getting in the studio, and I haven't been writing as much lately, but I'm kind of getting back into where I like that again a little bit more. But yeah, anytime we get to go do it, we don't take it for granted for sure.
So who decides what song needs a cowbell? Because I love the implementation of a cowbell in your songs. It's
Tyler, our drummer, he's a cowbell kind of guy.
okay.
He likes to bang around the cowbell, and I think him and Taylor, like I said, Taylor Kimball that records us down there in Talco. He's an excellent drummer as well. So him and Tyler get together, and they'll get to going back and forth, and there's no telling where it'll end up when them two get done with it. But yeah, Tyler, he loves the cowbell.
Nice. That's always one of my favorite finds, and every so often in a couple of your songs you hear the vibra slap, which I'm another fan
Yeah,
of.
we like to throw some weird stuff in there every now and then.
Yeah, it keeps the song interesting.
Yeah, we had I can't remember, we had some weird. One of the songs has like a bottle of pills. It's not real pills in it. It's something else, but they're shaking that, and they were grabbing all kind of stuff, rainmakers and some spring thing on a piece of wood. I don't know what all they had in there, but they were doing all kind of stuff and messing with it.
Yeah, it's that's you know, when you grab a bottle like that and you shake it, you say, "Oh, that's the Kensington mating call." You know, up here people will come out, "Hey, what you doing?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, like I was wondering, how did your relationship with Sam from Trio come about?
I met him at Steamboat. I was at Steamboat waiting in line to go in to a show. It may have been their show. I'd never really heard of Tridioke yet. I was just kind of going around listening to some bands and stuff. And anyway, he seen me in line, and he kind of came over there and was giving me the rundown on who he was, and I, was kind of telling him who I was or whatever. And ever since then, his wife that he married or whatever, she's from our area, so they were in our area, a bunch. They actually lived right up the road from where I lived at, and we just didn't know it. So anyway, he was trying to tell me where he lived at. Is pretty much the whole point of it. And I thought he just knew where I lived, and he was just being like smart ass to me, like trying to act like he lived right there with me or whatever. But he did, sure enough. And about ever since that day, we've been just at it as much as we could be. So
That's
kind of
funny.
right place, right time, I guess.
Right, just happened to be standing next to. It's crazy how the universe just lines things up.
It is.
So do you guys like have like a schedule to write, or you just bounce ideas off each other?
You talking about me and Sam or being the boys?
Yeah, or anybody else that
it just depends. Yeah, it just depends on what we're doing. Sometimes we got a little town. It's out here by the lake. It's called Medicine Park. It's like a cobblestone community type thing. It's right on the lake. It's awesome. You can ride around golf carts and drink beer and go to the bars and stuff. So I'll rent a cabin out there sometimes, and a few of us will come up and stay there and ride, 4 or 5 days. And then I ride a lot with Noah Bowman as well. He lives up there by me, and so me and him will get together just during the week and write some. And Sam's kind of the same way, just whoever's in town. If we feel like writing, or we say, hey man, I need to get one wrote next week, And we'll just try to meet up with whoever and sit down and write and kind of go from there.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're pretty just kind of whenever on it, not really a
That's
set
cool.
schedule or anything.
Dude, I have Noah on next week.
Oh,
I love
nice.
his music as well.
I love Noah. He's the
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I went to go see around here up in Philly, Pecos and the Rooftops. And I was like, cool. Didn't say anything about an opener. And I get there and I'm looking at the merch. And I'm like, why is Noah Bowen merch here? And actually, I sent him a message and I was like, hey, man, are you, I guess you're the opener. Like I didn't expect like his team
Vegas is
came
selling
out.
your merch, man. I don't know
What's going on here?
Yeah. Oh, Pecos, big, huge Noah Bowen fan. But yeah, it was wild. Like, I got to talk to him for a little bit. Man, that was a great show. That was really cool. I love when guys like that come out here. It's a little, there's a crowd, but man, you can definitely tell when the people are there. They're going to go tell their friends next time you come with me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And it's been really cool to see like the turnaround of a lot of people that were there, and there wasn't a lot of people, but they come back and there's a lot more people.
absolutely.
And I really like how, man, the sound's picking up. And it's funny is I get a lot of people that they don't get like angry, but like when I say like, I love Shane Smith and the Saints, that's blah, blah, and they see if the video does good, they're like, man, you're taking away my ability to see these guys for $25. I'm like, am I? Well, tell you what, you can do what I do. You can travel up here and see them for even, back then and have that experience again, And I'm like, I get it, but still, I'm like, I got bills to pay. I can't tell you how many people are so talented and they take another path, and it like crushes my soul. And it's weird because like doing these and seeing like the numbers and people, like I see the feedback for them. And then, come to find out some of the artists were like, yeah, just music. It was too stressful. Am I going to be able to pay my bills? And am I going to get sick? Healthcare and everything. And you see them go do something else. And it's like, man, like how many great songs haven't been written because an artist had to take like that route, it gets frustrating. It's weird.
It is. There's a lot of them. I've seen a bunch of them come and go, that are awesome.
Right. It's man. And it's just like when you see it, it could be anybody coming up. It's like when people always tell me, they're like, move to Texas, come into Texas. You play guitar. You can play guitar with anybody. I'm like, yeah. And I lose my health care and I know my body, my appendix will burst. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, we're here. Blah, blah, blah. And probably as soon as the stage lights come on and be like, oh, and then, oh, medical bankruptcy. Oh, welcome to that, But yeah, it's music is wild. It takes a lot of courage to be an artist, especially like when you just go walk in your 9 to 5 and say, dude, I'm a rock star and I'm going to live the life. I'm going to live the dream. It takes it's a leap of faith, and man, and sometimes like the best of the best just gets shredded in the business. And man, it's been really nice to see. There's been some people that, from my point of view, that's happened to. It's been nice to see that people have been able to sustain and get out. Because, for a while, every time somebody put their tour schedule up, it was TX, 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 okay, TX, 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 maybe an AK, maybe something there. But like, I look at your schedule now, and you're going to like Panama Beach, Florida, getting out there, spreading
there
the Red Rock.
Be there next week on the beach.
Hell yeah, dude! I love it. I really want to see, like, And this is the same point I was talking when people were like, "Oh man, you're gonna take them out of the clubs, you're gonna put them in stadiums." I'm like, "Hell yeah, dude!" You know?
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll go.
Yeah, you're gonna play for thousands and thousands of people. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But I do love seeing the success, and because you haven't changed, you know, from the first song to the last, there's nothing there's nothing changed. The heart and soul is still there. You know, you're making music for you, and that's another thing I love, because like when you find the sound, and man, when a band does like a 180 on you, you're like, it's such a weird thing to be a fan.
Yeah, that always sucks.
Yeah,
That always sucks when they just totally switch up everything and like, what the hell, man?
yeah.
And somebody's, what do you think of the new album? You know, and it's like, it's cool, I guess, you know.
Yeah, like I always say, I made a video about like when you know, like you love a band when you feel like the uncle.
Yeah.
Like Shane Smith and the Saints, like did Chase on his motorcycle without a helmet. I'm like, oh come on, Chase. Yeah, and then like they're all like on dirt bikes.
Oh.
You know, Bennett is on a bike. He's got a helmet.
Yeah.
Kudos to Bennett. And then like, you know, Shane Smith's birthday, and Stover comes out with the bike motorcycle. You're like, I'm not gonna sleep for weeks.
Yeah.
And dude, like, and I also want to bring up, like, you don't have to say anything about it. Like, when I see, dude, Treaty Oak is on fire, but a part of me gets worried of, because you know, like you go to hardcore shows and you go to those metal shows, dude. There's people there that are not for the music. They're there to like hurt.
They're to rage. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see, dude. I've seen them before the Boomtown Spike. I've been there for the Boomtown, and the more I see it, the more I'm like, I get worried. Like I hope nothing happens. Like I know they're not going to do anything, but Grant, like I get worried. Like is something to them or something out in the crowd of, you know, like I just think of like all the angles, and you know, and like it's an experience. It's a fun experience, you know, like, and that's their thing. And it's everything's fine. And you see, like, you know, I feel like they're trying to get ahead of some things. You know, you see Kelsey, like, this is what we mean. And drop it, you know, and then you see like the snakes and the guys throwing trash cans. I'm like, man, because it's not, you know, it's not on them, but when it is, it gets associated, and you know what I mean? Like I get like that where
yeah, the younger generation of concert goers are definitely a lot more wild than they were 5 years ago. And I think Treaty Oak definitely brings out some of the best ones. But I think a lot of them people, you know, Treaty Oak is like a whole package thing, to me anyways, in my mind, where it's just hard to it's whenever you're watching it happen live, it's kind of hard to comprehend that, like, normally, you know, there's a big band who's got good songs and they try to put on a decent show, or normally somebody's got this awesome show, you know, and they've got some okay songs, stuff like that. And Treaty Oak's just one of those bands. It's like any angle you look at it, you know, they check all the boxes. And I think sometimes it just gets out of hand. Yeah, I do feel like that. Like whenever we go out with them on tour and stuff like that, it's like it almost like gives you a lump in your throat just watching them. Like, you know, when Boomtown comes on and everybody goes crazy, it's just like, this isn't supposed to be like this is unreal, you know. Yeah, that's kind of what I think about that. I guess it's kind of it's definitely a lot to take in. But it's definitely it's pretty cool that they could, you know, write some songs and do the things they do and cause that whole ruckus. Is pretty badass.
Definitely, yeah. And like you said, the music is genuine, you know. It's crazy how that just like kind of developed into you know.
It's a monster.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. After DC, I went to the show in Atlantic City, and you were going through those metal detectors. Those people were scared of you because
Yeah.
they had heard, like
Yeah.
Stan said, he was like, "That's the most wild show we ever had." They were just kind of like, "Okay, we're gonna pat you down and blah blah blah." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, I was there. I got you. I was there. Don't worry, we're cool. But yeah, dude, like, it's there, like at a Gannon Fremin concert. Is there? Do you guys have like a thing, like wherever you go is like a starting like a trend or anything?
For like 3 weeks, for some reason, everywhere we played, somebody tore a toilet out of the bathroom. I don't know if that was the same person that came 3 weeks in a row, or what, but that was going on for a minute. I'm glad it's not going on anymore.
So 3 weeks in a row,
3 weeks, 3 shows in a row, somebody tore a toilet out of the bathroom.
like Boondock Saints,
Just tore a toilet out. I was like, man, this has got to end somewhere. But no, we don't really have. We have a lot of. We kind of make all our real upbeat stuff kind of towards the end of the show, and we got songs that aren't so heavy and stuff like that. So we kind of bring everybody up, bring them back down. We normally drink a lot of beer and take a lot of shots and try to make it just kind of like a big party with us for the night. Try to make it as personal as we can. That's kind of our thing with it. Is just kind of we like to go to the merch booth after, kind of get with the fans and talk to the fans and make it where next time we see whoever, we can ask them about their mom and just hang out and everybody. That's more or less kind of our deal. Tyler does stand on his drum kit and put a beer on his head quite a bit. I don't know if that's our thing or not, but that's something he does.
he puts it on and he plays and tries not to knock it.
No, it's
knock it
like
off.
whenever I'm playing acoustic.
Stuff, he just dicks off behind me, and I'm trying to play something sad and slow, and he's standing behind me on top of the drum kit with a beer on his head or some. Never know what he'll be doing, but yeah. So we just like to goof around, have a fun time. We're kind of silly, goofy on stage. It's kind of our deal, I guess.
Nice. That definitely makes me want to go to a show. Just
Yeah,
to
you
see.
need to, man. It's fun.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if I've ever seen you guys been close up here. I don't know, or when I'm down in Texas, if I've ever around like Oklahoma.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember last time we were up that way. But yeah, next time you come down here, whatever, let us know. And then if you see any tour dates you want to make it out to, come on.
Yeah, dude, I would love to see you guys play. That has the overalls. Has that been like a little like trademark thing you do? Because a lot of
I
people.
guess it
like,
kind of became one on accident. We played Kansas City, or I think it was Kansas City or somewhere. And anyway, I've kind of always wore overalls, every now and then. And then I got to where I was like, man, I'm just gonna start playing in these. I was like, I wear them all the time. I might as well play in them. So I kind of started playing in them, and then people kept commenting about them. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just keep wearing them, And it's kind of weird because it's like, like I said earlier, it's kind of like country lyrics, and then you got the rock and roll, and then I got on fucking overalls. Like the whole thing's, what's going on here? But anyway, we played Kansas City like 3 weeks ago, and half the people there had on overalls. It's starting to be a thing where they wear them when we play. The crowd wears overalls now as well, so
that's
I
awesome.
guess it's becoming a fad. We thought about making a shirt, like a merch shirt that's just a T-shirt, but it's like the overalls on the shirt, So
Dude, that's a great idea, because
maybe that'll be something.
one of the things I love about you guys is your album artwork. It's some of them they're just genius, and they're just like with the red lips. I remember seeing that. I'm like, dude, that's great. That's just a simple, great idea, and contagious with the neck tattoo.
Oh yeah,
like seductive and dangerous.
yeah.
With the green and the syringe with the poison. I was like, man, these guys definitely know. And Okie Thump with the Converse.
Converse,
I'm like, dude, these guys are. It's very. you just look at it and you can appreciate it. And there's not a lot of that left in
Well, thanks,
in,
man.
uh, in music, because you know the physical media is, unless you're buying vinyl, it's pretty much non-existent, because like they don't even have CD players in cars and whatnot, and it just. I do like how vinyl is coming back though. Like
Yeah, vinyl is definitely coming back. Vinyl, it's coming back. I don't know if it was ever not cool, but it's definitely coming back. More people are thinking it's cool now. I liked vinyl the whole time. I thought it was badass.
yeah,
CDs I never really got into.
really,
Just I had an old CD like in my truck and stuff like that, but I just never thought like. I guess I was too young and then too old now to be like CDs were cool. You know, they were just a thing we had. And then once we got rid of them, I was like, hell yeah, because these bastards scratch up all the time and don't
right.
play half the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad we're moving away from this.
Yeah, holds like 15 songs for
Yeah.
when iPods came out, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
all these binders of CD, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, you put them in back in the iTunes, and then you're like, oh, a new album came out. Oh my god, when Napster came out, it was just, oh, it was like you could just hear the industry crying.
Mhm.
But yeah, vinyl, it's nice. It's nice to hold something. And man, some of these vinyls are like beautiful to look at. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, and like I have a Zach Wilkerson. They're all like custom made, and they're all different. And it was funny is he's like, "Hey, want a record?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he opened it. He's like, I did this for me." And he opened it. I'm like, "Man, that's pretty." He goes, "I love it." He goes, "I love when people ask me to sign them because I get to see what kind of swirl, you know. And it's really cool."
Yeah.
It's just another dimension of it's just something. It gets your brain happy before I even put on your songs. I'm already visually pleased because you know, and I think it just makes you understand like work goes into this. You know, it's not something that just has it's a handwritten thing. It's there's a thought process, and it's really cool that that's coming back. And I think you know, like you said, the people that appreciate it, the whole dimension of the whole musicianship of product and marketing and all that, and having all the visuals. I don't think they ever went away, and I think the people that thought it went away, they're starting to be slowly happy again that you know that's coming back.
Yeah.
And do you guys have anything down the line with any new releases or anything with some new music, or just
Yeah. We're working on an album right now. We've been working on it for a while. And I feel like we kind of had a lot of big stuff that was going on. You know, like we had this Treaty Oak, you know, the withdrawals thing coming up. We had, you know, Contagious in the Barrel, and we had a bunch of stuff we had a lot of big plans for. And I think we kind of got all those plans done. And then we're just like, well, we don't know, like, what now, you know? And I feel like we may have been like that for the last month or two, just kind of trying to figure out, you know, what was next and kind of start working on this album. Which we've been saying, you know, like I said, we've been working on an album for a while, but I feel like just now we kind of got the plan together for the album, getting more excited about writing on it, kind of getting everything rolling the way the ball rolling the way we want it to. So we're excited. I'm hoping that we'll probably put out a new single or two before long, just because we've waited so long. You know, trying to get the album out. And it's going to be our debut album. It's our first one, so we're kind of being picky all together about the songs we put on there and the way we do it and things like that. Try not to rush anything, but also trying to get some new music out and things like that, so people got something to listen to. So I think the best of both worlds is probably going to be just drop a few smaller things on our way to getting this album done. Uh, but like I said, I feel like we got the best mindset and the best game plan around the album that we've had for a long time. So we're pumped to get it done. So I think that's kind of our what's next from us on that.
nice? Yeah, it's nice to have like you know a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's tough when you know you're independent. You're like, when do we execute things? When do we release? You know, there's no what traditionally works for you guys, like a couple singles and then drop the project, or
Well, it depends. We're actually not independent anymore.
oh, you're with Warner, right?
Yeah, we're with Warner. Yeah, but our deal there is just like a distribution type deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you knew about that. Um, so they do help kind of come up with things and tell us like, hey, man, you haven't released music in 2 months. Come on, put something out. But other than that, we've like I said, we've never done a full length album. So I don't know if that would work for us or not. I would assume it would be okay. We would hope, but we get caught up in just kind of writing songs to go in the studio and getting them done. And then if there's certain songs like Contagious, it was kind of like I said on another podcast, it's like my golden child. Like we needed a song wrote, we sat down, we wrote it, we went to the studio, we recorded it in one day. Like it was just went the way I wanted it to, went the way everybody wanted it to. That was a part of it, you know. And I was so excited when we got done with it. Like, it was supposed to be an album, saved for the album. And I was just so excited when we got done with it. I was like, man, we got to put it out. Like everything went too smoothly in the writing and the recording of it. I mean, it was all I could think about was just like, everybody I seen, I'm like, hey, listen to the song, And so I was like, man, we just got to get it out just so I can sleep at night. So there is stuff like that happens where we just throw a kink in the plan or whatever. But we're really hoping to get something full length this year. So
Yeah, like when you write something like that and you have it, it's like hoarding gold. Some people are really good at Texas Hold'em, keeping those cards. But man, when you got something like that, and when you have people like, hey, when's the next thing coming out? When's the next thing coming out? And you're like, just you wait. And then you just think to yourself, like, why that? What the hell are we waiting for? And you just,
Yeah, I was just excited about it just because like I said, it was definitely one of the best ones we've executed as far as, we wrote it on like a Thursday, and it was like the next Tuesday it was recorded and done. It was like 4 days. It was awesome. I was just pumped up for the whole team that was all a part of that, and wanted to get it out, for those guys too, and everybody that wrote on it, and so yeah, it was definitely itching a hole in my pocket.
dude. And man, it's a weird time right now with media and how people consume media. Because man, a couple years back, they would have TV shows and you'd wait and you'd binge watch them all. And then that seemed to like go away because people were like, man, we can't just drop, 12 episodes all at once. And now they're kind of doing like the old serial. I mean, not all like episodes, coming next week.
Right.
And with music though, man, I feel like not only do you have to be entertaining on the socials, you have to do shows. You gotta have to hope that people are filming at your shows. They're doing something, unique, and then it's just like, hey, when you got new music coming out, and you're like, well, first off, this takes money. It takes time. I gotta wrangle a bunch of guys together. Anytime, especially like when you go in, hopefully it works. Hopefully all the creativity is flowing. There's nothing worse than getting together. You have this great idea and you just can't execute it, and you're just like,
Me and Travis, my guitar player, me and him been sitting down and writing a lot lately. Me and him have wrote together a lot of times, and it's always like that. Like, I mean, it's like me and him get together and we're like, dude, we got this deal handled. Like, he's got the riff for it. And I'm like, I got the chorus. And then we get done with it and we're just like, that just wasn't it,
Yeah.
So me and him are going to get a good one day. But yeah, we've been trying it lately, and it just keeps going that way.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's weird how that works, because like the one day it hits might be the hit, because a lot of people it's just one song,
right?
And it's crazy when that one song is a song they were going to shelve and be like, and it's just weird because I've talked to some people and they're like, yeah, man, we just wrote this song. It's just run of the mill. It was good. we're not putting crap out. You know, we were happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were set on this one song was going to be the one that just took off, and the one that, you know, they didn't want to put the radio, and they did put the radio. Next thing you know, you're just like, what? You know, this is the craft we're going to ride to the moon.
Absolutely.
Okay. But that's the thing with music, of how, because you can put a song out, totally have the feelings towards this. This is a song about this. And you're going to have 20 different people come up to you and be like, man, I love that song about this. I love the song about that. And you're just like in your heart, be like, well, it's just crazy how like that song becomes that to people. And man, some songs just have like a vibe, or for some reason, it's just people just latch onto it. And I found that really fascinating, especially with like numbers and like, when I get comments of everything, and I'll just be like, oh, okay, interesting how people, because like when I was talking to Dylan Weldon on a podcast, he's like, people listen to music very differently. And I never really thought about that until when people talk about what they get from the song. And I'm like, I don't get any of that.
Yeah.
I got the drummers badass and the solo was great, you know? And like here, like I said, I love having like the memes over it, and it makes you stop and go, oh, you know, man, there we go. I had no idea, you know, when you really listen to the lyrics, and you do have like Idle Hands. I love the lyrics on that.
I wrote that song. So we were going in to cut that little COVID sessions thing, and we needed one more song. And my dad used to always tell my little sister that, you know, like idle hands are the work of the devil. Find something to do, you know. And so I was just like, I'm just gonna, you know, I heard him say it, and so I sat down and was like, I'm just gonna write this song we need, and we played it that day. Or that night I wrote it. I think it was like 2 days later we recorded it, and I never have played it or listened to it again. I just moved
Really?
on. Yeah, I may have played it one time if somebody like said something about it. Like 2 weeks ago, I went back and was like, I got to relearn this and play it again. Yeah, it was one of those weird things where it was like, we just wanted one more song on there, and so I sat down and was just like, I'm gonna do this, um, and just put it out and never even. I was like, okay, it's out, it's done. I can move on to the next thing now. You know, nobody. I mean, I guess people do mention it, you know, sometimes, and I'm always just like, oh, well, we don't, you know, I don't hardly play it, but I'll do whatever. But sometimes those songs like that have been the best. When me and Sam, even this week, Tuesday, me and him had a plan to write, and he ended up getting tied up mostly all day. I ended up having some stuff go on, but I really wanted to get a song done, you know, Tuesday. So he was like, man, I got like 30 minutes. And he was like, if you know, I'm about to just head home, we can reschedule. I'm like, you know, let's just, he just came in. He was like, I got to get home quick. He was like, you know, I asked him, I'm like, do you think we can get it or not? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And we wrote a song in like 30 minutes. And it's sometimes just not thinking, you know, not having 3 hours to sit there and think about what you're saying and just being like, this is what we're saying. This is what's coming next. Like, to me, that's been some of my favorite songs that meant kind of the most to me, because I feel like I can get my voice kind of snuck in there a little bit more on those songs without saying my voice and then going back 3 days later and changing, you know, how my gut would have felt about it into something I feel like is more polished or something like that. But yeah, we had one of those this week, and I'm pretty excited for that one. So
Nice. So you just like to put it out there and not revisit it, or you just like somebody that, because you know, as an artist, it's really hard. It's such a weird thing to say. Like, you love what you do, but sometimes you can hate what you make, or not. Like, you get too much into your own art. When somebody can come up to you, you can let them listen to a demo and be like, dude, this is a great song. And you just were like, no, it's not. And I see that a lot with artists. It's an easy thing to get in your own mind, where especially like when you spend so much time on it, you'd expect it to be like perfect in every way. But when you sit, like you say, you sit down for 30 minutes and you just put it out, and you know what?
Oh no.
That's what came about, and it is what it is. And then you can always change it live. That's what I always tell people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm one to just to sit and let stuff go. I think that acoustic project was that's kind of just was something I always wanted to do. Was just get, five or six songs out acoustic. And I don't think I had the right mindset after having it done I think I got more caught up in just having the acoustic album done more than I was like, hey, I want to make it perfect or anything. I was like, I just want it done.
Mhm.
And I kind of messed with it for a while, and we were bouncing songs back and forth because, everybody's like, hey, man, maybe we don't need to do that one acoustic. Maybe it needs to be full band, put on the big album. And once I finally found, 5 songs, I was just like, okay, I'm going to go record them, and that deal's done, But there's a lot of songs that 9 out of 10 songs that I write or come up with, I'm like, these are terrible. And they don't ever do anything, just sit around and do whatever. But every now and then there's one that I'm like, hey, listen to this, tell me what you think or something like that. And I get excited about it. But yeah, I guess it just kind of depends on kind of what it is, especially like our full band stuff, like Contagious and Always Around, like some of them older songs and stuff like that. Like we put a lot of work into those, I felt like. And I do hate to listen. Like I mean, I think most artists do, but I can't stand to listen to myself sing by any measure. But I do like to play those songs that, every chance we get. Always Around we've had for, years, and I still, every night, it's one of my favorite ones we do. So it just depends on what song it is and how things are going,
Right. And I do with your writing style, it's got a lot of variety. Because I love the ones. I'm terrible with track names when it's like it starts out like for my next trick.
Oh, the clown song,
dude. When you listen to it, you're like, dude, this is like punk rock.
Yeah,
this is like straight to the point. Like put it all on the paper and just put music to it. And I was like, man, I really, really, I can associate with that song. I was like, man, I love stuff like that, where a lot of times you'll listen to a great songwriter, and like I feel like sometimes like you need a dictionary. Like, I wonder what he was going for that. But man, when you're like have like the songs, you have a lot of songs where like you can tell by the tone of your voice that you're listening to something deep, and you can also and also at the same time, I can also get tricked. Because when you hear your voice, you're like, yeah, and then, like, come to find out, you're like, dude, this is a breakup song. And
yeah,
it's just,
Yeah.
I really like how your songs are like that, and the writing.
We were in the studio recording. We were doing that little "Hello, Hate to See You" EP. We were in there recording that. And we kind of wanted one more song because I was like, man, if we have one more song, it could be an EP. It was supposed to be the start of our album, once again. And I was like, man, if we had one more song, like this could be an EP just in itself. And our bass player, Wade, he writes quite a bit, and he's pretty good at melodies and things like that. So me and him, I'd been thinking about William Clark Green having Ringling Road, and then Ragweed having Carney Man. I was like, man, everybody's got a little clown song that they kind of throw in there. And kind of the whole, which you can't really see it online, but kind of my whole plan behind the EP was, the whole EP like reads like a letter. So it starts out and says like, hello, comma, hello, hate to see you. And then the other 3 songs are like the middle of the letter. And then the last song is called Signed Your Clown. Like it's the last part of the, it's like if you read the back of like if it was an actual album that you read, it would read like a note that says, hello, hate to see you. You don't love me anymore. Signed Your Clown. It would read that way. So
I
that's
love
why
that.
we named it. That's why we named it "Sign Your Clown." And I was like, man, let's do a clown song to end this deal. So me and Wade went and sat in the other room and wrote it. And yeah, I love that song. It's funny. It's goofy. Good time.
Yeah, dude. And whoever would have thought the thought that went into that? See, that's why I love doing these. You know what I mean? Like, because when you find something like that, it's like the many layers of Gannon. You know how in depth. You know, because some people may not realize. You know, like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's just another rock band." You know, tattoos, and overalls, and bushies. You know, but if you come to
Yeah.
find out, hey, there's talent involved. There's talent. There's tact, and it doesn't stop at just learning your instrument and singing, writing songs. It goes in the arrangement of songs and the thought process and putting that extra thought. That I appreciate stuff like that because like there's a lot of dynamics to things, and some people may never ever think to do something like that. But when you do, and then when you find out, I think there's probably a lot of people that know that, like especially now that I know that, because now when you release this new album, now I got to crack the code.
Yeah. We love having secret codes and all our stuff. Some of our album covers and things like that have been like, like different little things you had to figure out through there, and things like that. So
Really, because
yeah,
I look for stuff
we
like
love
that. Like
something. Yes.
on Contagious, it says the temperature on their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's writing on the hand. I got to zoom in. I'm like, oh, okay. It's kind of, I thought it would say something wild, like I found like the Da Vinci Code or something.
Yeah, we try to sneak little things in there when we can. We love it. So
Dude, anything like that, like subliminal, anytime you find an Easter egg, you hear something, I feel like you get to be part of the club because you can go like, hey, Gannon, did you mean to do this? You're like, other than my friends, no one's ever brought that to my attention, or a certain group of people know that. And I think that's a great way when someone comes up to the merch booth and says something like that. Like, could you imagine someone came up and said, hey, man, your EP, is that like in the track list in a phrase, in a letter phrase? Like,
Yeah.
did we just become best friends? Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, if my fan club ever needs a president, like it is cool when because there are people that if like someone that absolutely loves your music and like that's not enough, and that be able to have something that you're just doing for somebody like that, like little things. I love stuff like that because I try to be that guy, but there's always somebody smarter than me. But when
I don't know if we pull it off well either. We just like to slide little stuff in there when we can. It's all part of the whole deal, part of the art.
I love it. I love because like once people know that, and they're gonna listen. They're gonna listen to your song. They're gonna love it the first time, and then the second time they're gonna get the magnifying glass out and be like, "Let's dissect this thing."
Yeah.
Let's get that Easter egg. Let's get that what they left in the little clues and it like also talking to artists where they'll have a song reference another song, kind of like what like Evan Felker does.
Yeah.
And man, like, and when people can start to piece that together, that's a whole nother. I like it. It's like a cerebral kind of thing. Because you can just be a rock and roll dude on the surface, and little do people know,
Right.
Playing mind games.
Right.
How big of a fan are you of?
But
yeah, man, we always have a good time, whenever we do cover art and things like that. Me and the boys will all, I'll send it to the group and be like, any ideas? And then somebody will come up with something and we'll kind of go back through it all and check it all out. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the first album cover art that we did with a girl on it, But anyway, we had a guy like draw that girl for us, and then that girl is the same girl all the way through our thing. So like her, like the COVID sessions, like that's like that girl's face, and then like that's her body, that's her pocket, like it's all the same girl or whatever. He just drew her like different for everything. Like those lips were the lips that were on that girl, so it was all the same gal. We did that for a long time. Nobody noticed or cared, but we thought it was cool.
Oh, dude. And has there been any thought on the next album cover? Is that
No, I think we're still trying to figure out, still trying to put some more songs in there and kind of figure out where it's going. I think we get some more songs in there, get a little bit more of a feel for what's going on. Then we'll kind of have a better idea. But
like, how would you react if someone came to your show and had a tattoo contagious across their neck?
that would be pretty wild.
I was gonna say, how wild would that be? Like,
That's pretty wild. We've had some people get some stuff tatted, not contagious on their neck. I don't know how I would do that. I don't know how I would deal with that, but yeah, I've drawn. Actually, like a few months ago, all these people at this bar wanted to get a rocket. Well, they told me to draw anything I want, and I drew a rocket on this one guy. Terrible. I cannot draw anything. This looked nothing like a rocket. I don't know, but they all wanted it, and then they all sent pictures of them getting tattooed rockets on them. So shout out Rocket Club wherever y'all are.
that's wild. It's just no meaning behind it. Just
I don't. Yeah, they just told me to draw anything, and I was like, well, okay. And I was like, what can I draw that's easy, that I can not look like I can't draw at all here? I was like, a rocket, and it still looked like shit, and they all wanted it. So
yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
Rocket Club.
Rocket Club. Oh, the prestigious Rocket Club. I love that.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm a terrible. I can't draw anything. I couldn't even draw the cover to Dylan Wheeler's Broke Ass Kid. That's
I can't draw nothing.
Sick people.
Yeah.
This looks nothing like this. I'm like, you want some art for me? How about I'd come back with like a macaroni and glue.
Yeah. Tyler, our drummer, he can draw pretty good. He's quite the drawer, so he normally does most of our. He's our resident artist there. If we need something, he'll normally draw it up. So, as far as rockets on people and things like that.
Yeah. Hey, guys, ever mess with him when he comes with like a promotional thing or a picture, and just like, oh man, Chat GPT did this. Yeah.
No, he doesn't draw a lot of promo stuff. I wouldn't say he's a he's not like a graphic designer type guy. He's more of a pen and paper type fella. He's a great drawer, but he more or less is like a skin on Sharpie on skin kind of artist. He'll get in there and draw some, or sometimes he'll draw on drum heads or whatever, and then sell them at the show. He does do some of that. So
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
That's what we used to do. I just remember. I remember the drummer in my band. I'm like, why are you throwing those away? Everybody signed these. You go to the dollar store, you get the raffle tickets. You send 10 or 20 for the length of your arm, depending on when you raffle off. You get a female to walk around with a bucket, and before you know it, we can get 2 hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like, man, that's another what people don't realize. Like you gotta be able to kind of like do like a hustle, and that's definitely. I mean, everything you to some. It's weird when like you don't realize like when someone loves you, when someone's a fan, the stuff that you would just like throw out is like treasure to them. Like drum heads and breakables, the cymbals. Yeah. You were gonna chuck them anyway. They're toast. Everybody sign them. They're buying a raffle ticket or whatnot, and it's just another way. Especially, God, man, if you have a diesel vehicle, it's buy merch. Just if your band comes, if your band You know, you're from where you're from, and if you're traveling, buy Gannon Fremin merch, because this is an expense that no one is accounted for when you were sitting down and putting this together. And I'm feeling for touring artists right now.
Yeah, it's tough right now for sure.
Diesel's so high.
Oh my God,
it's a mess.
and it's to the point where you may not eat. Like, people don't realize, like, if you run out of peanut butter and jelly, the band may not eat, because I've seen it. I've been
high.
there.
It's high for sure,
especially on the bus. It's crazy,
dude. Yeah, right. If you don't have shore power and you gotta run it and run the generator, and just it's like it came out of nowhere. Like, you know, you wake up one day and everything is double, and it's like, you know, you're already putting 100% into your show, you know, and now you got to look elsewhere, and it just sucks. It's a lot, especially if hopefully you have somebody on your team that can kind of like take the load off, or like, look, I'll do this, I'll do that, because when you're trying to be on stage, you're trying to like be like in, you know, I'm Gannon right now, you know, you're not over here, you're not, you know, trying to make money so we can make it to the next show, and like, are my guys going to eat? And it's just, man.
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate with a pretty good team. They pretty much take care of, you know.
That's great.
Anything we need, our TM and our management, they stay after it. So,
dude,
that make it pretty easy for us. We just go dick off all weekend while they work. Really,
dude. It's a godsend, because man, it's got to be rough if you're just a bunch of dudes, man. Financials, well, that'll tear a brotherhood apart.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, we try to stay out of them. We just roll on.
Yeah, I mean, it's all you can do. I mean, like the show must go on, and hopefully this is just temporary, and it goes back to.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to come on down. That'd be nice.
100%. Because that, man, like, even like going out to restaurants and stuff, it's like, man, this is my favorite restaurant, and I didn't have to wait. It's like people don't want to leave anywhere. And, you know, every time you start your car, $1.50 just, and it's just like, okay, it's, I can only do that for so long, you know. But yeah, like, yeah, if anybody's thinking about going to a show, buy merch, or, man,
Come on.
Yeah, come on. But dude, we've been talking for an hour. Did we miss anything, or?
I don't think so, man. I've appreciated our time together. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Dude, I'm still excited to talk to you, because, like, you know, like Red Dirt, when you hear it, you're like, man, that's cool. And I remember someone telling me, like, yo, Gannon Fremin, they're like shred dirt, man. They're even heavier than what you're listening to. And I was like, dude, I love that. And then I saw somewhere like Red Rock. I love all the genre names. And like I said, man, like, you have that sound. Like, when I first, you know, heard Cross Canadian Ragweed, Cody Cannon and The Parted, there was just this vibe, you know, like Mike McClure, the Great Divide, where it's just got this vibe to it. You don't know if you want to like relax and chill, you know, and have an island drink, or at the same time, you could like rage and really get into it. And really, it's just a really cool, because if you're a lyric guy, man, you're getting your therapy, you know, you're like, man, I had a breakup like that, or I had that. But man, if you're like, grew up listening to like AC/DC and the hard hitting drums and the bass and the guitars, it's just the worlds combined, and it's, man, I love it. And I think more people need to hear it.
Well, thanks, dude. We appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Plus, I have to come to Texas. You can come up here. I don't have to go.
Yeah, we need to do it. We need to get together. Get after
Get up and give the Northeast what they need.
Absolutely.
Some badass rock and roll. But dude, thank you for taking time out. and,
You bet, man.
and talking to me.
Thank you so much for having me, dude. And thanks so much for listening to our stuff this whole time and trying to help us push our music along and the whole scene. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you.
If there's anything you ever think I can ever help with, doors always open.
Thanks, man.
I love helping. I love helping people. And man, like I said, people they just need to be within an earshot, and they're gonna love it. Like there's a huge market out there. It's just they just need the ear time. That's all.
Well, thanks, dude.
I'm trying to amplify the signal.
Yeah.
But, hell yeah, man. Well, it was great talking to you.
Absolutely. You too.
And yeah, man, enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Gannon.